Hi, I'm David,
And I'm Gail.
and we're just starting our tour of Morocco, which began on March 6th. We arrived on March 7th in Casablanca, 2023, and immediately headed down to our hotel. This is the Hôtel Central you see here. It's quite a modest hotel, a backpackers hotel, quite reasonable.
It dates from 1912, and it's right on the port, basically.
It is, yes. So anyways, after we checked in, which was quite early in the morning, we headed through the Medina to a very nice restaurant that we went to called Sqala. That's Sqala. And quite a beautiful restaurant. It had a wonderful breakfast spread there.
Traditional foods that you're going to see during this series, lots of fruits, lots of fruit juices, beautiful bread products and cheeses.
Yes, and you can see in the middle there's actually eggs that have been done in sort of a fermented meat. Anyways, after that, we then started to tour the old Medina, and you'll be seeing quite a few pictures here. It's quite a charming place, really. This is not one of the, I guess what you'd call the best Medinas in Morocco, but it's certainly passable for us. We enjoyed it quite a bit.
An excellent introduction.
Excellent introduction to Medinas. Medinas are, in essence, the old central part of the town. The Medina is a completely walled, contained area, and it's just full of houses with very narrow alleys connecting them, and the alleys go all which way. There's no grid organization, nothing that we're used to in our sort of European style cities.
And you see that the alleys are very narrow. So think of walking in an interior space, a hallway, going down a long hallway and then usually turning at a right angle. Just like a hallway, but with the sky instead of a ceiling.
And it is certainly a photographer's paradise, as you're probably noticing right here. There's every time you turned a corner, there was something really interesting to take a look at, take a picture at. You didn't have to be a photographer, though, for certainly. There's lots to catch the eye's attention. It's a perfect, Medinas are perfect for pedestrians to wander through.
And they're perfect for cats too. You're going to see throughout the slide series many cats. They're normally not cats that are kept in homes, but are looked after by their neighbors. This is the Hassan II Mosque, said to be the tallest religious structure in the world. It's one of the very few mosques in Morocco that a non-Muslim can visit.
Yes,
so David and I did.
Yes, I believe there's only 2 or 3 in all of Morocco that you can visit.
This is a relatively young building that was only completed in 1993, but it's got the most exquisite traditional materials and construction built by thousands of artisans, largely from Fez, who did the wood carving ceilings and the arches that are carved in plaster. There's also very intricate marble floors that are actually heated.
And it's hard to understand the scale of this place. It is truly huge. They actually built out over the Atlantic Ocean to accommodate the Hassan II Mosque. And it is truly a spectacular space to both from the outside and from the inside as well.
We were fortunate to visit it just ourselves and a tour guide. Very obligingly did that for us.
So here we are that evening. We're now eating at Rick's Cafe.
Now, this is not the Rick's Cafe from the movie Casablanca, but was inspired by it. Casablanca, in fact, was filmed entirely in LA. But this one was opened by an American in 2004, and it was a resurrection, basically, of a traditional riad, which is a grand mansion with a courtyard, and we'll see many of these.
And now we finished our dinner. This is our first day. It's a very long day. We've just finished flying from Canada to Morocco. So we've certainly made full use of the day. and just headed back to our Hôtel Central for a good night's sleep, actually. It was quite a nice accommodations. So we'll pick this up on our next day. So we're starting our morning. We've headed off just outside of the Medina to the Café de France. Beautiful little outdoor cafe. And now we're heading into the what they would call the Ville Nouvelle, which is what the French essentially built up outside of the Medinas. And we're heading towards the Habbous district, which is basically a French interpretation of a Medina. It's something, if you take the Medina and just sort of make it into something that is Europeanized, then that's what we're seeing here.
And just to clarify, the French were in Morocco in what is called an imposed protectorate from 1912 to 1956. So during that time, you have a lot of French influence.
And while you're here, you're seeing lots of food here because we were actually on a Casablanca Street Food Tour that was put on by
The Taste of Casablanca.
Taste of Casablanca, that's it. Just name escaped me. So we had a very good tour there. This happens to be a community oven where people would bring their fish to get cooked. This is a typical entrance to a house in the Medina. They revealed very little of themselves from the street. Lots of street food along the way, orange juice. Here we're eating figs.
Yes. There were olives, as you saw, all sorts of interesting meats.
Yes.
Novelty meats, one might say, for North Americans.
Yeah. So it was good to take a food tour because you got a lot of these places you might not necessarily be comfortable with going on your own, but with a tour guide to sort of guide you on the way, it sort of made it a little bit more comfortable eating.
And we were able to take a lot of goodies home with us.
Yes.
Not the camel's head.
No, that's camel meat, camel head. And then we stopped off for a dessert afterwards. It was very light, also like a flan type of dessert. Then we walked basically back through the Nouvelle Ville, the French area, which is full of lots of very interesting Art Deco structures.
Also Art Nouveau and some neoclassical as well. So the European influence was here for approximately 40 years.
It's an interesting area. A lot of the buildings were in good shape, but it still had a little rough around the edges in a lot of cases. In some respects, it reminded us a little bit of Havana, although not that rundown really. Very interesting architecture there. Lots of variegated surfaces, lots of decorations.
Arcades were quite common on the street, so there
Lots
you
of
felt
arcades,
very
yes.
protected.
Mm-hmm.
You always felt safe walking the streets in downtown.
Yes. There was no problem walking around here at all.
Beautiful details if you took the time to look. A lot of wrought iron in railings.
Mm-hmm. And here we are, we're back at our hotel again. This is the view outside of the window of our hotel room, looking towards the port and the Atlantic Ocean. And we've just got one last meal before we leave Casablanca.
And that is La Taverne du Dauphin. And it was a seafood restaurant. And
so we had some of our favorites, which are anchovies and sardines. So we hope you enjoyed these 2 days in Casablanca and that you will join us next time in Tangier.